At the break of dawn, Pavel and his friends embarked on a safari in the Savuti region of Botswana to explore its natural beauty. After some time, they noticed something moving in a pit ahead. At first, they couldn't make sense of what it was, but as they got closer, they were shocked by what they saw. A young elephant was stuck in a deep mud pit. It couldn't move or escape. Who knows how long it had been trapped there? The elephant was struggling, fighting to get out, but every attempt ended in failure. One of Pavel's friends tried to approach the elephant, but it wouldn't let them get near. The poor animal was terrified and exhausted. Its fear and distress were evident in its eyes. They assumed the elephant was thirsty after being stuck there for hours. Taking a risk, one of them decided to approach the elephant and offer it water. Carefully, they moved closer and began to slowly pour water from a bottle into the elephant's mouth. The young elephant was truly parched. Trapped under the scorching sun for hours, its life was at risk. Its entire body was dehydrated. It had to be rescued quickly, or it might not survive. Pavel and his friends were racing against time. First, they quickly alerted the wildlife rangers. But they knew they had to do something before the rangers arrived, or it might be too late. Their safari vehicle carried tools like shovels, pickaxes, and axes. One of them hurriedly grabbed the tools and returned to the elephant. They planned to widen the pit and create a way for the elephant to climb out. They began digging. One person used a pickaxe to strike the edges of the pit with all their strength, while another used a small axe to loosen and expand the soil. However, there was a problem. The soil was incredibly hard. Digging a pathway as they had planned seemed nearly impossible. Every strike of the tools sent dirt and rocks flying onto the elephant, making it more restless. The elephant's agitation could escalate, complicating the rescue operation. This wasn't the first time a young elephant had fallen into such a pit, fighting for its life. Elephants in the region, with their massive size and weight, could easily get trapped in mud pits. When they entered these pits in search of water or to cool off, the soft ground quickly pulled them deeper. Every move they made caused them to sink further, and their attempts to escape only worsened the situation. Sometimes elephants would fall into these pits simply because they couldn't see them. An elephant trapped in such pits or mud could quickly succumb to thirst and exhaustion, facing imminent danger. Without help from other elephants or humans, these incidents often ended in tragedy. The young elephant, trapped in one of these merciless and deadly pits, was exhausted and terrified. It needed to calm down. The rangers tried to communicate with the elephant gently, using soft tones and slow movements to gain its trust. After a long wait, the elephant's movement slowed, and a sense of surrender appeared in its eyes. It was as if the animal finally understood that these humans were there to help. At that moment, the rangers arrived on the scene with a truck. They quickly devised a rescue plan. Using ropes and chains, they would attempt to pull the elephant out. One end of the chains was attached to the truck, and the other to the elephant. The team had to work carefully and swiftly. The slightest mistake could harm either the elephant or themselves. Once the ropes and chains were secured, they began pulling the elephant with great caution. But the task was far from easy. The elephant was incredibly heavy, and the soil was hard. Moreover, the elephant was stuck deep in the pit. Pulling too forcefully could injure the animal. Despite their efforts, they couldn't succeed at first. Exhausted, they paused to reassess their plan. By this time, the elephant was so worn out that it could barely move. After offering it more water, the team resumed their efforts. This time, additional people from nearby joined the operation. The larger group meant more strength, and they managed to move the elephant slightly. Seeing the elephant move gave the team a surge of hope. Everyone put in even more effort, determined to free the animal. Realizing it was on the verge of escape, the elephant used the last of its energy to fight harder. They managed to lift the elephant slightly, but pulling it out entirely was still impossible. The pit needed to be elevated for the elephant to climb out. The team quickly formed a new plan, filling the pit with soil and stones to raise the ground level. Without delay, they began filling the pit. Once the pit was high enough, they resumed pulling the elephant with the truck. This time, the elevated ground no longer hindered the elephant's movement, and it was slowly pulled upward. After a bit more struggle, the elephant was finally freed. Exhausted but safe, the elephant was moved to an open area. Its fatigue was visible in its eyes, but the relief of breathing freely again was unmistakable. The rangers carefully examined the elephant's condition. Fortunately, it had no serious injuries. However, it had been dehydrated and drained of energy. so they provided it with water and food. Before long, the rescued elephant regained its strength and began to move again. The rangers guided it back to its natural habitat. As the elephant slowly walked away, it turned its head slightly toward the rescuers. This gesture felt like a thank you or a farewell. This silent bond between humans and animals was the most poignant moment of the rescue operation. This dramatic event in the heart of nature serves as a reminder of humanity's responsibility toward the natural world. The rescue of the elephant was not just a story of survival, but also a tale of solidarity between humans and nature. For the rangers, being part of this operation was a source of pride, and feeling the elephant's gratitude was their greatest reward. Please don't forget to like the video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to the channel.